Hello, everybody, and thank you so much for joining me to watch another episode on my YouTube channel. Today, I'm very excited to be introducing you to Sharon Byars. She is a tie-dye artist who I have admired online for a very, very long time. I love her work and her colors, and today she's here to tell us a little bit more about herself and how she started her business, Armadillo Tie Dye. So Sharon, over to you.
Well, it started, 4 years ago. Brian Beard and I got together and we decided one weekend we would just go to the hobby store and get a tie-dye kit and just play around with it to see what would happen. And that's what started it all.
Okay.
And ever since we have been tie-dyeing, and the business started shortly thereafter.
Okay, so you never planned to have a business making tie-dye. It just kind of evolved out of what you were making.
Out of a kit that we bought one weekend. Yes.
That's lovely. That's lovely. And what were you doing before that?
Before that, I worked in healthcare in the human resources department and worked at a high school.
Okay.
So it had nothing to do with tie-dye. and I was in music before,
Okay.
I've always sung in choirs or played piano or organ. So this was just a totally new experience.
Okay, and is this something you do full-time or is it a side hustle?
We're doing it on all full-time now.
Wow. And how many tie-dye garments do you make in a week?
16 to 20.
Okay.
It's just the two of us, and we do it out of my house. So
Okay. Where do you have your workshop set up?
In the living room.
You're very brave. I always had to take mine outside.
Well, so far it hasn't been too bad. We haven't had too many accidents in the house, so
okay.
It's worked out. In Texas, it's so hot in the summer
yes.
and so windy that it's hard to do outside.
Okay, too windy to work with the powders outside.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and what brand of dye do you use?
We get from Dharma and we get from ProChem.
Okay. And where do you sell your tie-dyes?
On Facebook, on Armadillo Tie Dye on Facebook.
Okay, so you don't do any markets?
We have done a few festivals, but with the COVID going on, we haven't done any this year.
Okay. And who's your typical customer? What does your typical customer look like? Where do they come from?
I'm assuming now that they are mostly older hippies.
Okay.
And they are on the hippie sites.
Okay.
Brian is a great marketing person. So he markets to all these people on the Facebook sites.
Okay. So when I see those posts going up, it's normally him.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Yeah, he does all that.
Okay. And what are your favorite colors to work with?
Favorites for me are the blues and the turquoises and the greens and pinks. Add the bright colors to it, the reds I just like all of them really.
Okay, and what colors do your customers mostly buy?
We sell a lot of the dark fall colors.
Okay, that's interesting.
The combination that we do a lot on spirals. We sell a lot of those.
Okay.
Because they're different, I think.
Yes. Do you do any other patterns and designs?
We do fan folds. We do the spirals. We do spiders, crunches, the scrunch pattern. We do pretty much those. Okay. We do a lot of profiles, a lot of psychedelic profiles.
Okay. And do you do commissioned work or do you make things and then people must buy what you've made?
Most of what we do are custom orders.
Okay.
We can't keep anything in stock if we have anything that we do extra. We try to do 1 or 2 extra stock items every time we do a session, a dye session, but it doesn't always work out that way.
Okay.
So,
And that's actually a great place to be, where you're selling everything that you make. Then you don't have a big stock holding to keep in the house.
yes. And if we have a festival, we have to really double time it to make some things to go.
Okay.
You know?
Okay. And which of the festivals do you do, and which of them do you enjoy the most?
Most of what we have done is local. There's one called Turtle Fest in a little town about 20 miles from here, and it's geared toward children.
Okay.
And that one's fun to do. We've also done art in the park in another little town about 10 miles on the other side of us, and all different artists are there, not just tie-dye, but a lot of others. I think we were the only tie-dye one there the last time we were there.
Okay. Do you ever get to a festival and there's lots of tie-dye stands?
Not too much, not around here in Central Texas.
Okay. Okay.
We are bringing more color to this part of the state.
Okay. And would you say that the people in your state are generally conservative?
Or generally what?
Conservative.
Conservative? Depends on what part of the state you're in.
Okay.
We're just north of Austin, and it is not conservative at all.
Okay.
It's
Okay.
very liberal. And
Okay.
there are some tie-dye artists there, but we don't have a lot of contact with them.
Okay. Okay. I'm just curious because in South Africa, I was very often the only person doing tie-dye at the markets, and people would often walk up and go, "What the hell is this?" So.
Oh my goodness. Well, here they laughed at us when we started and said we were doing a tie-dye business. All of our friends were just laughing.
Okay.
And now they're wearing it.
I love that.
Yes, and my sons said they would never wear tie-dye, don't make it for them.
Okay.
And now they're asking for it.
Oh, that's so beautiful. And why do you think that shift is happening?
Well, I think for people our age, they think back in the 60s. When we grew up, it was just the bright, crazy tie-dye. And it was just kind of, no. You know, people didn't want to do it much. And now with the colors we do, it's not so obnoxious as it used to be.
Yes.
And I think that's making a difference. And the patterns are so different. Used to, you would only see spirals.
Yes.
Or something that looked like they threw the dye on there. But it's not that way anymore.
Yes. Yes. On the big tie-dye groups, we see some really masterful manipulation. Some of the guys go to great lengths, and I'm in awe of the things that they do. And which of the groups on Facebook are your favorite for interacting with and learning new things from?
Oh my. There are so many, I can't even tell you the names. Brian's done all that.
Okay. Okay.
We just talk to everybody that, you know, we interact with a lot of people through all of those sites. So,
and do you get a lot of repeat business?
Oh yes. And now instead of ordering one item at a time, we're selling 5 and 6 at a time to a person.
Okay.
So it's kind of changed the way, not the way we dye, but the time frames that we do it and that kind of thing.
Okay. And these people who are buying 5 or 6, are they buying for themselves or are they buying for their friends also?
Well, they've done it for other people, especially around Christmas time.
Okay.
One lady bought 12 items last year.
Wow, that's lovely.
Just at Christmas. And then we just did 5 for another lady who's a fairly new customer.
Okay.
So, it keeps increasing. More people are getting multiples rather than singles now.
Okay. Okay. And what are you going to do when the demand grows so large that you can't keep up anymore?
I don't know. We've asked ourselves that. We're just taking it a day at a time, and we have some slow periods, which are great to do some stock items. But
Okay.
we're having less and less of the slow time than we do busy all the time.
Okay. Do you feel tie-dye is growing in popularity?
I think so, because
Okay.
you see it more now.
Yes. Yes.
Not necessarily what we have done, but you see it everywhere, whether it be printed that someone has bought from somewhere, or actual handmade tie-dyes. So,
Yes. Yes.
and more people are contacting us now than ever before,
Okay.
to order things now, whether or not it's the marketing that's doing that, or just because tie-dye is becoming more popular now. I don't know.
It's very interesting because somebody said to me in 2005 that I would only have a career that would last one season, because tie-dye was in that year, and he reckoned that it would never be in ever again.
Oh my word. Well, I never thought I would see it like this either.
Okay.
But I was a child of the 60s. So I don't know. It's fun though.
Yes. Yes.
And people enjoy it.
Yes.
People enjoy it. They really do enjoy it.
What's your favorite part of the process?
Rinsing it out to see the final product. That's like Christmas.
Okay. And do you leave the garments overnight before you open them up, or do you open them up fairly quickly after you've dyed them?
Oh, we leave them 24 hours.
Okay. And do you sleep in those 24 hours?
Yes. We do. We're usually so tired by the time we dye and get everything iced down and checked and all that it's not hard to sleep at all.
Okay. Okay. I used to lie awake at night because I'd want to see them when they came out the following day.
Well, at first it was kind of like that, but not anymore.
Okay. You've become more used to it. And does your family gather around when you have that kind of wow moment of opening them up?
No, they're all out somewhere
Okay.
else. They don't live here. One son lives here, but he works all the time, so they don't.
Okay. My mom always used to come and stand by the wash line with me to see them coming out. She was always very excited to come see what was out at the end of the day.
That's fun. Well, we got my mom to wear tie-dye, which I thought we would never do.
Okay. How old is she?
She's 85.
Oh, wow.
And Brian's mother wears it too. And she's 87.
That's wonderful. That's wonderful.
So it's fun. And my 4-year-old granddaughter loves it.
Okay.
She calls it tie-tie.
Oh, sweet. And have you taught her to do it?
Not yet.
Okay.
We're waiting till she gets a little older because she's a wild child.
Okay.
She would be knocking things over and getting dye everywhere at this point.
Yes.
But she asks for tie-dye.
Okay. Okay. That's so cute. And I heard you mention that you're using ice. Do you mostly do ice dyed methods?
That's all we do.
Okay. Okay.
We just like the way it looks.
Yes. Yes, absolutely. It does look ever so slightly different to the other methods of applying the color.
Mm-hmm.
And you get very vibrant color out of your ice dyes. Are you using quite a lot of dye powder for it?
Probably. We probably use more than we really need to.
Okay.
But we like the result.
Yes.
So
yes.
We don't want to change anything. So.
Yes. If it's not broke, don't fix it, hey?
Exactly.
And if you had to meet somebody who's never made tie-dye before, and maybe they've just started dabbling with tie-dye and they're thinking of making it into a business, what advice would you give to them?
Be patient. Experiment, because we love to experiment. And have fun with it.
Okay.
Don't take yourself too seriously.
Yes. I think that's great advice for life.
Uh-huh.
Okay, so if anybody is looking for you online, where can they find your products if they want to buy them?
At Armadillo Tie Dye on Facebook.
Okay, that's awesome. So thank you so much for your time to chat with me today. I loved
I
hearing your
enjoyed it.
story, and I look forward to seeing more of your beautiful creations on Facebook.
Well, thank you so much for this opportunity, and it's nice to meet you face to face.
It's such a pleasure, and my love to Brian too. I look
He's
forward.
rinsing out as we speak.
Oh, is he? Okay, you put him to work while you came to do the interview.
Well, we died about 16 yesterday, so
Okay.
we got to get them washed out today.
Okay, all right. Thank you so much for your time, Sharon. I appreciate it very much.
Thank you, Melanie. I've enjoyed it,
Oh,
and we'll
that's
be in
brilliant.
touch.
Absolutely.